Have you ever caught a scent on the wind, maybe rain on hot pavement, and it instantly zaps you back to a childhood memory? Or heard a few notes of a song and felt a whole story unfold in your mind? It's amazing, right? Today, we're going deep into how our brains pull off this incredible trick, how they take these fleeting moments and weave them into the very fabric of who we are.
So before we can even talk about a memory being born, we gotta get our heads around the sheer scale of what's going on up there. I mean, the human brain is without a doubt one of the most complex things in the known universe. It's a universe in itself. And it all starts with these little guys, neurons. Your brain is packed with about 86 billion of them. That's billion with a B. Each one is like a tiny computer, a little biological switch. And together, they create every single thing you think, feel, and remember.
But 86 billion is just the start. The real magic, the secret sauce, is in the connections. Each one of those neurons talks to thousands of others, creating this unbelievably dense web. The grand total? We're talking somewhere around 100 trillion connections. That number is just staggering. It's that network that gives the brain its incredible power.
Yeah, and this quote really just nails it. Your whole inner world, every idea you have, every emotion you feel, every memory you cherish, it all comes down to this intricate biological ballet. It feels like magic, but it's this beautiful electrochemical dance happening inside your head every second. Okay, so we've got this massive neural network, but how does it actually do anything? How does something from the outside world, a sight, a sound, turn into a real, actual thought? Well, let's follow the journey of one single experience and see what happens. And we'll keep it simple, something that happens to all of us. Let's say you're just walking along, minding your own business, and bam, you see a friend's face in a crowd. What is actually happening in your brain in that tiny fraction of a second? So check this out. It happens lightning fast. First, light hits your eye and gets turned into electricity. That's step one. Step two, that signal shoots back to your visual cortex, which starts breaking it down into basic stuff, like lines and shapes and colors. Then for step three, that info zooms along what's called the what pathway, until another part of your brain goes, hey, I know that pattern, that's a face. And finally, step four, your amygdala, your emotion center, jumps in and adds a feeling, that little jolt of warmth you get when you see a friend. The craziest part? This whole cascade happens in way less than a second.
All right, so a thought has happened. You've recognized your friend. Awesome. But here's the next big question. Are you going to remember this exact moment an hour from now? Tomorrow? A year from now? Now your brain has to make a call. Is this experience actually worth keeping?
And this is so important to understand. It turns out that how you pay attention to something literally changes how strong the memory is. So if you just kind of glance at something, like the font of a word on a page, that's shallow processing. The memory is going to be weak and it'll fade fast. But if you really engage with the meaning of it, if you connect it to things you already know, well, that's deep processing. And that is what forges a strong, lasting memory.
You've probably heard this famous line before, and for good reason. It was coined by a psychologist named Donald Hebb, and it perfectly sums up the fundamental rule of learning in the brain. It's that simple. When a group of neurons are all active at the same time, the connections between them physically get stronger. It's a simple idea with a pretty powerful scientific mechanism behind it.
And that mechanism is called long-term potentiation, or LTP for short. Look, think of it like this. The very first time a signal passes between two neurons, it's like trying to walk through a thick, overgrown forest. It's tough going. But if you walk that same path again and again and again, you start to wear down a trail. The path gets clearer, wider, and way faster to travel. LTP is literally your brain paving those neural pathways, making important connections stronger and more efficient.
Now, you'd think that once a memory is formed, hey, job done. But it turns out some of the most critical work for your memories happens when you're not even awake. It's time to meet the brain's night shift.
Seriously, while you're sleeping, your brain is anything but quiet. It is buzzing with activity. Your hippocampus starts replaying the events of the day, but at super high speed, sorting through what's important enough to keep. The important stuff gets shipped out to the cortex for long-term storage. And at the same time, your brain is pruning away weaker, less important connections. Even different stages of sleep have different jobs. That deep, slow-wave sleep is for locking in facts, while REM sleep seems to be crucial for handling emotional memories.
And this leads to a really mind-blowing idea. We always think of forgetting as a bad thing, right? A failure. But what neuroscience is showing us is that forgetting isn't a bug, it's a feature,
It's a critical part of learning. By actively trimming down those less important connections overnight, your brain is essentially tidying up. It's making sure it doesn't get cluttered with useless information, which frees up space for you to learn new things the next day.
You know, for the longest time, the common wisdom was that after your early 20s, your brain was pretty much set in stone. That's it, no more changes. But the last part of our journey today blows that old idea completely out of the water.
This is just incredible. Recent, really groundbreaking studies have proven that our brains can create brand new neurons, a process called neurogenesis, well into old age. This totally turns everything we thought we knew on its head. It means our brains have this amazing, lifelong capacity for renewal and change.
And it's not just about making new cells. Other huge studies have shown that our brain's networks don't just grow and then decline. Instead, they seem to go through these major reorganizations at different key stages of our lives. It's not just a simple rise and fall. It's more like our brains are constantly adapting, rewiring themselves to meet the different challenges of each phase of life.
So here's the bottom line, the big takeaway. Your brain is always changing, and because of that, your memories are too. A memory is not like a video file that you just pull up on a computer, perfect and unchanged. No way. It's more like a story that your brain rebuilds from scratch every single time you remember it. And here's the kicker. Every time you rebuild it, it can be subtly influenced, maybe even changed, by who you are and what you feel today. And that brings us to our final question, and it's a big one. If our sense of self, our identity, is built from the stories we tell ourselves, from our memories, and if those memories aren't static things but are living, evolving reconstructions, then who are we really? Are you even the same person you were yesterday? It's a wild thought that connects the dots between biology and the very essence of what it means to be you.